Crystal Ball. You might not have noticed, but there's a divine artifact that's been around since the very beginning of Naruto, the Crystal Ball. This is one of the first signs of supernatural god-tier abilities in the series, acting as a bridge between human perception and cosmic vision. Unlike regular ninja tools that just manipulate chakra, this mysterious orb allows for perception across vast distances, and even through time. When used by the Third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, it became an extension of his ever-watchful consciousness. With it, he could keep an eye on all of Konoha without actually being there, basically, an all-seeing, godlike ability. But this wasn't just surveillance, it was spiritual authority. We saw him use it to monitor Naruto, keeping the village's Jinchūriki safe from threats. Or, well, back then, it was probably the other way around, keeping the village safe from Naruto. The true godlike nature of the Crystal Ball becomes even clearer when we look at how Gamamaru uses it at Mount Myoboku. The Great Toad Sage doesn't just observe things with it, he straight up communicates with destiny itself. Through this sacred medium, Gamamaru gained prophetic visions that went beyond individual lives, including the crucial revelation of the Child of Prophecy connected to Naruto. This link to fate puts the Crystal Ball in an entirely different league compared to regular ninja tools like kunai, or even legendary weapons like the Kusanagi blade. It's a bridge between the physical world and spiritual truth, connecting its user to a cosmic awareness similar to what shaped the Sage of Six Paths' understanding of chakra's ultimate purpose. What makes this divine artifact so fascinating is how smoothly it was woven into the story without needing much explanation. In fact, Kishimoto had been dropping hints from the very beginning that beneath all the explosive ninja battles, something sacred was brewing. The clash of the divine and the mortal was always meant to happen. Just a moment. If you've made it this far, chances are you've watched a few of my videos and thought, hey, not bad, and honestly, that means the world to me. I know there are tons of awesome YouTube channels out there, but I really hope you'll stick around. Not just because I bring you cool info, but because I try my best to make it worth your time. So if you think my channel deserves a little tap on that subscribe button, and maybe even a gentle push on the notification bell, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and if you've got friends who could use a little extra fun in their lives, don't forget to share the channel with them. Love you all. Now, the Shinigami Mask. I bet a lot of people completely overlook this divine artifact. The Shinigami Mask is one of the scariest sacred relics in the Naruto world, an eerie bridge between the living and the dead. It's a priceless heirloom of the Uzumaki clan, kept hidden away in a sacred shrine in Konoha. Unlike regular weapons that just deal physical damage, the Shinigami Mask taps into a whole different plane of existence. It allows the user to summon the literal god of death, the same terrifying entity that the Fourth Hokage once called upon with the Shiki Fudran to seal the Nine Tails. Yep, that jutsu was actually created by the Uzumaki clan. It's basically a contract with the Grim Reaper, and fun fact, Minato learned it from his wife, Kushina. The true divine horror of this mask was on full display when Orochimaru used it, literally slicing open the belly of the Shinigami to free the trapped souls in Soma, including his own stolen arms. This action defies the cosmic order, challenging the boundary between life and death. Its impact on the storyline goes far beyond mere material value. It created a pivotal moment in the Fourth Great Ninja War by allowing Orochimaru to resurrect all four Hokage, an action that upended the balance of power. Compared to other legendary artifacts like the Uchiha fan or the Kusanagi blade, the Shinigami Mask exists on a whole different level. It's a key that unlocks a forbidden spiritual gateway. There are cosmic laws even the strongest shinobi have to respect, and anything that goes against them ends up being classified as a forbidden jutsu. Nunoboko. Alright. Let's talk about one of the wildest divine weapons in Naruto, Nunoboko. This isn't just some legendary sword. It's a cosmic-level artifact, deeply tied to the concept of creation itself. Made from truth-seeking orbs, the purest form of chakra, or the most complex, Nunoboko carries an almost godlike significance. Its double helix structure is a deep symbol of DNA, life, and the connection between will and spirit. Obito even called it the Sword of the Heart, because it literally reflects the user's intent. Hagoromo Otsutsuki once wielded it to shape the world itself, and then Obito, who tried to use it for the exact opposite, to destroy everything. Because it's made from truth-seeking orbs, this thing can erase matter at a molecular level. Yeah, the power isn't just about the blade itself, it's about the will of the person holding it. Nunoboko is on a completely different plane from even other divine artifacts in the series. During the final battle of the Fourth Great Ninja War, Obito went all in, trying to reshape reality with this god-tier weapon. But he got clapped by Naruto and Sasuke, who infused their attacks with Senjutsu, shutting down his plan. At the end of the day, Nunoboko is the sword of creation and destruction. Basically, a perfect reflection of Kishimoto's whole philosophy on balance in the Naruto universe. Bashosen. The Sage of Six Paths had some seriously overpowered weapons. We're diving into his legendary 5 treasures. Starting with the Bashosen. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary fan, but actually, this thing is basically a spiritual energy battery in weapon form. It can unleash all 5 basic chakra natures: fire, water, earth, lightning, and wind, like you're channeling the power of the gods themselves. Normally, only the most elite ninja can master all 5 elements, but with this weapon, you don't even need to know how to use them. Just swing it, and then torrential flames or devastating tornadoes appear instantly. No hand signs required. It doesn't even matter if you personally have that elemental nature or not. Sounds OP, right? But there's a catch. Bashosen eats up chakra like crazy. We're talking drain you dry in seconds level of chakra consumption. If a regular ninja tries to use it, they won't last long. Only people with massive chakra reserves, like the infamous Kinkaku and Ginkaku brothers, who literally consume the Nine Tails chakra, can wield it without passing out. Take Tenten, for example. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, she tried using Bashosen. She was very excited, actually. And then she was completely drained in no time. That just goes to show, there's a massive gap between regular ninja tools and divine weapons. Kokinjo. The remaining divine weapons are all connected to a supernatural ritual for sealing souls, and the first step in that process is tied to the Kokinjo. At first glance, it's just a golden rope, but the moment it touches someone, it binds them and instantly pulls out their word soul, the deepest essence of their spirit, without needing any hand signs or complicated rituals. This is where the soul sealing process begins. Compared to other sealing techniques in the series, Kokinjo stands out because of its simplicity and sheer spiritual power. Take the Fourth Hokage's Shikifujin as an example. That jutsu requires the user to literally sacrifice their own life to summon the death god, who then drags both the target's and the caster's souls into the afterlife. Brutal. But Kokinjo, no life sacrifice needed. Just a single touch, and your soul is getting yanked out. While most shinobi in the Naruto world chase destructive jutsu to dominate in battle, the Sage of Six Paths understood that true power isn't just about destruction. It's about controlling and manipulating the soul, the one thing that truly lasts. Kokinjo, as the first step in the soul-sealing process, is the perfect example of that philosophy. And once a soul has been pulled out, that's when Shichiseiken takes center stage. Shichiseiken, or the 7-star sword, is one weird-looking blade. It's broad, segmented, and can even fold. Can you use it like a regular sword? Sure. Swing it around, slice and dice. But this thing wasn't made just for cutting people up. Its true purpose is to curse and control souls. Once Kokinjo, the golden rope, has touched a target and pulled out their word soul, Kotodama, which represents their will and identity, the wielder of Shichiseiken steps in. This sword is used to sever that spiritual essence from their body completely. And here's where things get crazy. The victim's word soul gets written onto the blade itself. This word is usually the one they say the most in their life. And if, just if, they accidentally say that word out loud, boom, the curse activates instantly. Their soul falls under Shichiseiken's control, and just like that, they lose all autonomy. In short, you lose control over your own soul. Benihisago. Benihisago has a pretty unique look. It's this deep red gourd that acts as the final step in the ultimate soul-sealing process. It works together with Kokinjo and Shichiseiken to pull off one of the most dangerous sealing techniques in the series. Once a victim's soul has been yanked out and severed, this thing sucks it in, basically holding their soul hostage. If the poor target ever says their forbidden word, the one written on Shichiseiken, Benihisago instantly absorbs them, sealing them away forever in and a void-like space with no way out. Sounds terrifying, right? What's even crazier is that all this takes is a hefty amount of chakra. No sacrifices, no complicated rituals, just raw chakra and a serious lack of luck on the victim's part. That's what makes it one of the deadliest sealing tools in the entire series. These two brothers, Kinkaku and Kinkaku, used this three-step soul-stealing combo to easily trap Samui and Atsui, two skilled ninjas from the Hidden Cloud, during the Fourth Great Ninja War. And if that wasn't bad enough, they almost sealed away Darui, the commander of the 1st Division of the Allied Shinobi forces. If not for a combination of sharp thinking and pure luck, Darui would have been stuck in that gourd forever. See, these brothers relied too much on their overpowered weapons. They didn't expect Darui to actually observe their techniques and figure out a counterplay. With some clever maneuvering, Darui tricked Kinkaku into saying his own forbidden word. And boom, Benihisago sucked him up instead. This was one of those rare moments in Naruto where a god-tier weapon, meant for only the strongest, was actually turned against its owner by a normal but sharp shinobi. So raw power and legendary weapons aren't everything. Sometimes a little strategy can flip the whole game. There's still one more sealing weapon among the 5 great treasures, and that's the Kohaku no Johei, or the amber purifying pot. Kohaku no Johei. If you thought Benihisago was scary with its multi-step soul-snatching process, then Kohaku no Johei is basically the ultimate shortcut version. No need to extract a soul, no forbidden words, just answer when your name is called, and you're instantly sucked into the pot with no escape. That's it. Simple, terrifying, and ridiculously overpowered. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how effective is it really? Well, this thing actually sealed Gyuki, the freaking 8 tails. While other sealing techniques require complex rituals or multiple shinobi working together, this pot just exists and casually traps some of the strongest beings in the world. And if Kamogakure hadn't used it to keep the 8 tails under control, we might never have had Killer Bee. And without Bee, Naruto would have never learned to control Kurama, meaning the entire war could have gone very differently. No Bee, no tailed beast training, no epic tag team fights. This pot Loki shaped the whole story. Of course, things got even crazier during the war. Tobi, aka Obito, stole Kohaku no Johei from the allied shinobi forces and fed it to the demonic statue of the Outer Path, extracting the 9 tails chakra from Kinkaku. Later, when Madara became the 10 tails Jinchūriki, he literally spat out both the Kohaku no Johei and Benihisago, deciding they were useless at that point. And in a fun little side note, Tenten actually kept the pot in one of her scrolls, hoping to use it against Madara. Totsuka Blade. Then, if we're talking about legendary sealing weapons, then Totsuka Blade is basically the final boss. No arguments. This thing is an ethereal sword, meaning it's not a physical weapon, like your average kunai or katana. It's not even a physical weapon. It only exists when Itachi Uchiha's Susanoo is activated. The Totsuka Blade only exists when Itachi Uchiha's Susanoo is activated, making it as elusive and mystical. So, what makes the Totsuka Blade ridiculously overpowered? It's the ultimate one hit and you're done weapon. A single stab, and you're instantly banished to a place called the Drunken Dream World, a mystical pocket dimension where you're trapped for eternity. No respawns, no escape, no reverse jutsu, just you and an endless cursed existence. Itachi one-shot sealed Orochimaru. Yeah, the Orochimaru, the guy who had been a nightmare fuel villain for almost the entire series. He pops out thinking he's about to flex with his ultimate move, and Itachi just casually stabs him, sealing him away like it's nothing. Dude had spent his whole life searching for this exact weapon, only to get erased by it in 2 seconds. Even Black Zetsu, the guy who basically knows everything about ninja history, acknowledged Totsuka Blade as one of the most broken weapons ever. Unlike other sealing tools, no known counter, no way to undo the sealing. If this thing touches you, you're gone. That's it. Yata Mirror. Alright, we've talked about the legendary Totsuka Blade. Now let's talk about its overpowered twin, Yata Mirror. This thing is basically the try again button of the Naruto world. No matter what you throw at it, it just says nope, and nullifies everything. So what exactly is Yata Mirror? It's not a normal shield you can just grab and swing around. It's an ethereal chakra-based defense system that only appears when Itachi Uchiha's Susanoo is activated. According to Black Zetsu, who, like I said, the Wikipedia of Naruto history, this mirror can completely negate any attack by changing its chakra properties to counter whatever is coming at it. Fire, water, lightning, even straight up brute force. It doesn't matter. This thing adapts and blocks it all. Now, imagine this. You're Sasuke, throwing your biggest, baddest, flashiest jutsu at your brother, thinking you finally got a shot. And then Yata Mirror just cancels everything out like an overprotective moderator. When combined with the Totsuka Blade, Yata Mirror makes Itachi Susanoo almost invincible. He's got a shield that blocks everything, and a sword that erases you from existence. That's not fair. Black Zetsu even called it a perfect combo. Compared to other defensive jutsu like Rashomon, Orochimaru's Big Fancy Gates, or even Gaara's Sand, Yata Mirror is in a completely different league. It's flawless. No known weaknesses, no counters, no way around it. Even after Itachi's death, Yata Mirror remains legendary. It's the gold standard for ninja defense, and honestly, it's kinda unfair that only Itachi had access to it. If he wasn't sick, imagine how ridiculous he'd be with this setup. He would be untouchable. Gunbai. Alright, let's talk about the final one, Gunbai. This thing is kinda like the Yata Mirror in some ways. It's a non-folding fan, carved from a special spirit tree, the kind only used for ritualistic instruments. And it's been passed down for generations among the Uchiha. Now, Gunbai is absolutely worthy of being called a divine weapon. This fan has the ability to absorb incoming chakra and convert it into wind release, reflecting attacks right back at the opponent. Pretty neat. Madara used it both as a shield and as a mace, swinging it around to wreck his enemies. Obito, on the other hand, used Gunbai more like a flail, spinning it around with the attached chain. And guess what? This thing is durable as hell. It straight up blocked Naruto's super mini-tailed beast ball without even getting a scratch. Can it be used for offense? Absolutely. It's tough enough to slice through rock and earth like butter. Compared to other legendary weapons in Naruto, Gunbai stands out with its insane defensive and counterattacking abilities, while most other divine weapons are all about raw power and destruction. Here's a fun fact. Gunbai's name wasn't just picked at random. In Japanese culture, it's linked to divine strategy and war gods. Back in the day, Japanese generals used massive fans like this to command their troops, symbolizing power and wisdom. So yeah, this isn't just any fan. It's a symbol of absolute authority. Originally forged during the chaotic times of the ninja world, Gunbai became a mark of ultimate power, passed down exclusively to the clan leaders. And you know what? When Madara made his grand return, Obito gave it back to him. Because let's be honest, that fan belongs to the Uchiha boss himself. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.